About 125 million years ago, during the Cretaceous, most southern England, including Hampshire, was covered by a warm, shallow ocean. The sea was full of many creatures, including mollusks, sea urchins, crustaceans, corals, sponges and sharks. During the late Cretaceous, land masses separated to form some of the modern-day continents, which led to changes in ocean currents and climate. In less than a million years, sea level fell by up to 150 metres, which drained the inland seas. These events were followed by volcanic eruptions and asteroid impacts, leading to a mass extinction of almost 3/4 of all living creatures. These are ammonites and the distant relative of squid and octopus. They're named after the Egyptian and Greek god Ammon, who wore ram's horns on his head. In life, they would have looked something like this, an animal with a coiled shell, tentacles coming out at the end. Within the shell there were little chambers, and these chambers could be filled so the animal could just drop when it was actually attacked by predators. Within the tentacles was a beak-like jaw for snaring prey, and they moved along by squirting jets of water from their bodies. Ammonites are also known as snake stones because people believed that they're actually snakes that coiled up and become fossilised. These are Bellum Nights, and they became extinct at the end of the Cretaceous. They're related to cuttlefish and squid and get the name from the Greek bellumnon, for dart or javelin. They had a long body, as a model here, and a hard internal skeleton which helps support the animal's soft body. This is called a guard. This is what this is the guard that is found as the fossil. A collection of Bellum Nights is called a battlefield, and actually in Hampshire they're often known as thunderbolts because people used to believe that when there were thunderstorms they used the frozen darts of thunder that came down and hit the ground. This is a fossilised Nautilus related to a squid, and have changed very little during the last 500 million years. There are still 6 species still existing today, and this is a modern one here. If you look very closely, they look very similar. One thing that shows here is that fossils don't always show the original colours. Here you've got all the markings, here you've only got striations on there. Like ammonites, Nautilus had chambers and can move up and down to avoid predators. These are fossilised sea urchins and the most commonly found fossils in Cretaceous rocks. They're related to starfish and sea cucumbers and brittle stars. Sea urchins are still around today, although these 2 species became extinct at the end of the Cretaceous. These one here, Micrasta, are also known as heart urchins after their heart shape. They're also known as fairy loaves, as people used to believe they were good luck symbols and used to collect them to ensure they always had food in the house. This one here is known as conulus, or the folk name for it is shepherd's crown. They're called that because people out in the fields used to find them and think they looked like coronets in medieval times. These are sponges and are very ancient animals. The oldest ones date back to about 580 million years ago. Fossil sponges come in all sorts of shapes and sizes, from small tiny ones to larger ones depending on where they were when in the sea. Sponges are filter feeders, and they take in water through pores or small holes at the base and filter out food particles at the top of them. These smaller sponges have been used since the Bronze Age to make necklaces.